In this video, I'll be showing you how you can manage standard multi-choice fields and limit the options dynamically on each form. Now, as you may be aware, with a multi-choice field, there is no way of limiting the options. But with KTL's keyword, not only can you limit the options, but you can also limit them by user role. So in this example application, I have my breeds table and I have a standard multi-choice field. And I have several choices, choice A, B, C, D, and E. I then have a very simple form that has the multi-choice field on it, reflecting these options here. And then in the live app, you can see the options once again here, and these are a single choice. I also have set up a connection, and this is a connection to a table called breed choice connection. Now, you may have come across this if you've been building in Knack for a while, that you can create a new table, and this table has the options A, B, C, D, and E. And I also have another column indicating whether this option is active or not. And currently I've set all of these to yes. Now this table is connected to my breed table. So you can see here, this is a connection between the breed table and the breed choice connection, which is here. I did a video on this about 3 years ago, explaining the difference between a connected object multi-choice and a standard multi-choice field. But since then, KTL has enabled us to be able to limit options in a multi-choice field dynamically. So let me walk you through the setup. On this particular form, this just adds a record, and I just put my two fields on here. This field is the standard multi-choice field, and this field is the connected version. And on this one, I've added a filter to only show where the category of active is equal to yes. Going back to my table for breed choice connection, these are my two fields. And what I'm saying is only show options which are marked as yes. So if I was to change this one to no, I'm going to filter out choice A. So I'll only be showing choice B through to choice E. If I come back to my live app and do a refresh on this page, you can see I've filtered out choice A. So I'm on my breeds table, add a breed, and this is the connected object, choices B through E. Now, on a multi-choice field, a standard field, I can't do that. If I come back to the builder and click on this field, there are no options here that enable me to filter these out. I do have an option here for allowing users to add new options, but that's not what I'm after. If I go back to my table, this is my multi-choice field, and if I click on that once again, there are no options here to do any kind of filtering. Fortunately, using the very simple keyword _RO for remove options, using KTL, I can dynamically limit options and exclude specific options for this particular field. And the syntax is really quite straightforward. So let me just show you how this works. So in the builder, I'm going to come to my form, click on the form, and go into the form settings. And in the description, I'm going to paste in the keyword. So _RO for remove option. And the first parameter is which field do you want to remove the option from? And it's this field called multi-choice. And then what choices do you want to remove? So I want to remove choice A and choice C. So if I save that, come back to my live app and do a refresh, and you'll now see on this standard multi-choice field, it's actually removed option A and C. So just taking another look on the keyword section, you'll see that that's the same syntax as shown here. But there is also another level. As it mentions here, you can leverage the user roles using the KTL function. So let me show you how that works. Back into the component, if you click onto it and go into the settings, I've updated the remove options and added in here the KTL roles. So the syntax is you need to put the first bit into brackets. So what this is saying is the same as before. Remove options from the multi-choice field, and the options I want to remove are choice C, D, and E, and then comma, and inside the square brackets, where the user role is or contains developer. So if you have a user role that contains developer, remove these options. So that now looks like this. So if you have a particular user role, and you can have multiple user roles, but I'll only show those two options. So if I wanted to also say that it contains developer, or it contains sales, and it contains admin, then you can actually target specific user roles. Conversely, you can also do the opposite. So if you use the exclamation mark, it will say it does not contain. So my account does contain a developer user role. But if I change this to does not contain, it will now show all options because my user role does. So just to crank that up to the next level, I've copied this form to show how it can be specific to a particular view. So this is the same add form here, so I've just duplicated it. But on this version, if you go into the settings, I've said remove options choice C, D, and E if the user roles contains developer. And that's different to this one because I have the exclamation mark. Remove the same options if it does not have developer. So if I go to the live app, you can now see that on this form, I'm only showing choice A and B, whereas on this one, I'm showing all the options based on the user role. But this is by each individual form, which is something that you just can't do even with a connected object. As you filter these, I earlier filtered out choice A. This will only ever filter out choice A here and choice A here. So using the KTL keyword, you can dynamically filter options based on user roles for every single form. I hope you found that of some value. It's a very interesting feature from KTL. If you did, give us a thumbs up. It encourages me to keep doing content, and I'll catch you on the next one.